Mythics, how are we all? Yes, we are back. It's Saturday morning. It is actually 10 a.m. UK time. My name is Ken Poiter, but you might not already know that. This is Grockle from the Bottled Imp. You might know that. This is said Bottled Imp. Yes, it is a YouTube channel with over 450 fantasy videos. Fancy board game reviews, fancy book reviews, and fancy film reviews. So go check out the Bottled Imp over on the YouTubes. Also on the YouTubes is Edra Tales. Yes, we have an Edra Tales YouTube channel where we export all of these live streams over to YouTube. So if you do miss a live stream, then you'll catch it on YouTube. Plus, I do have a website, edratales.com. Check out the website. That's where you'll find all my creative projects, my board games, my books, my writing, other things as well. There you go, so go check it out. Good morning, Martha. Hello. Good morning, Martha. How are you? It says here, Martha, it's rainy in Norway. And now we have 14 Celsius now, and I love it. That sounds a lot cooler than it has been, Martha, so that is fantastic. Well, no, hang on. Have you had a heat wave in Norway or not? Because in the UK, it's been really hot these past, I'd say, 3 weeks. And today does seem a bit cooler as well. On Thursday, you had 37 degrees Celsius, whereas 14, that's half, isn't it? That's pretty much half. Yeah, so that's a nice temperature. Glad to hear that, and I'm sure the plants and the farmers and anybody that loves the rain will love the rain. Obviously, I'm very happy that it is raining. It's not quite rained, but it is a lot cooler today, so that is good. And of course, Grocklesnook and myself, we're in the dungeon, and we've just got a window with a grill, so we can't get out. Although, don't tell the guards this, but Grocklesnook can fly out through the... So he gets me some beer. In fact, he's got me some coffee this morning. So there we are. So how are you, Martha? Are you good? How's the... Ooh, I'm not sure if I like that coffee. If I put enough sugar in it. I don't normally drink coffee. However, I have changed my diet to a FODMAP diet. I don't know if anybody's heard of that. Because of a bloated tummy. And so it means cutting out dairy and various other products, or lowering it anyway. So I've decided not to have any milk, so which means no tea. And therefore what you do is you cut out all these fermenting foods and then you reintroduce them, because it's all about tolerance. So then you can work out which one is the problem, basically. But yeah, so I've switched to coffee, and I'm okay with coffee. It's not the nicest. I do prefer it with milk, but I can't have milk. But tea without milk, don't get me started. Good afternoon, good sunny afternoon to Lee in there. How are you? Caffeine deprived Grocklesnook. Yeah, he's been up all night. He goes out to the swamp disco. Has a little bit of a boogie on the swamp, little dance with all the night creatures, the owls, the voles, the moles. Yeah, there's a little boogie, the little mice. And all the other little fantasy creatures as well. But we can't talk about them. How is everybody? Hopefully you've had a lovely week. Yes, sorry about Wednesday, but it was the big match if you are an Argentinian or a England supporter. So on Wednesday, I watched the game, and yeah, it was very frustrating. It was very frustrating from an English point of view. Argentina, the players, aggressive. I don't know about aggressive, more like fouling. They kept fouling. What's the point of playing if you're just going to foul all the time? And then lo and behold, when they're a goal behind, they stop fouling. So it means you can play the game without fouling. So the ref should have sent more of them off. Anyway, that's football chat. I like the half time where you can have some oranges. Orange segments. Levin has got... Oh, you've got coffee with milk. I'm slightly jealous. That's okay. Later tonight, says Levin, I'll post the lizard man and the dwarf finally joining the little statue theatre. So you've bought some more of those little Figures, that sounds fantastic. Yeah, the thing is, just like anything in this hobby, like in the fantasy realm or the things that we're into, everything is so collectible, isn't it? I mean, I used to collect Games Workshop little figures, and I didn't paint them. I used to just like them as little sculptures. I thought they were really cool, especially the game Talisman. I had all the metal figures of Talisman. And then when I got about 16, 17, I sold everything at a car boot sale. I sold them. If only I'd known. I got chocolate, says Martha, and I'm working on my D&D campaign. I'm trying to make a challenge rating, raring for my BBG. So you're working on your campaign, which is fantastic. You've got some chocolate, which again is fantastic. You're trying to make the challenge. I don't fully understand that. Rating for my... What's BBG? Oh, sorry, rating. So it was rating. I'm trying to make challenge rating for my Board Game Geek. What does BGG stand for? I know it is Board Game Geek. Sorry. I'm not brilliant with acronyms. Leverins, but once upon a time in Australia, you could literally buy the plastic figures of Fighting Fantasy Citadel's first plastic ones at Woolworths back in 1989. Yeah, they started to become very popular, didn't they? I'm not sure Woolworths sold them over here, but certainly toy shops started to get involved. So it wasn't just... Because we had the Games Workshop shops, so I'm pretty sure that you could only buy them from them. And I do remember in Hertford, where I live, there being a Games Workshop. I'm sure we had a Games Workshop. It was just by the bus station. And I used to go in there on my way home from school. So, yeah. Good morning, Jonathan. How are you? Jonathan put it at 10 a.m. I went online to log in, then got distracted by Facebook, and you were on time. Typical apologies. I know, the very rare occasion that I'm actually on time. Yes, I know. Facebook is dangerous, isn't it? It really is dangerous. I'm not sure about the algorithm now, if it's 50-50. 50-50 stuff that, you don't know, and then 50% of it is friends and family content, that they're posting. Maybe it's not as equal as that. But yeah, good afternoon, says Lirin. It means big, bad, evil guy. Oh, sorry, Martha. You see, I just pretend at being a nerd. I don't know the actual words. Big, bad, evil guy. So, let me reread your comment then. So, you're working on your D&D campaign. I'm trying to make the challenge rating for my big, bad... Oh, I see. So, you're trying to work out how difficult to make the big, bad, evil guy compared to, the character's stats. There you go. That must be quite difficult. I mean, how are you getting on with your D&D campaign then? Is it going well? What's the setting? Tell us the setting, Martha. Because when I've written To Kill a Thief and The Rat Wife of Sleepy Eye, and Jonathan can chip in with this one as well, if he so desires, yeah, when I set the ratings for the monsters, how much strength do they have, how much health do they have, there's no real, I don't know, the way I did it was, how soon is the reader going to meet this monster within the adventure? So if it's your 5th entry, you've probably not powered up, you've probably not got any special objects. So I have to keep the combat low, because you need them to have a chance of winning. However, as the book progresses, as the story progresses and they get further in, again, it's sort of impossible to know what stats they'll be on by the time they reach further combat. Because they could have, in my book anyway, you could have reached, say, that monster here, but you could have come from, say, 2 different directions. And you may not have found that monster there to level up, because on my one you get points when you level up. So, sorry, when you do combat. So I don't really know how beefy the character's going to be in order to fight that monster. And I guess what negates that then is the die rolling. You know, you just hope that they can roll high to combat if they've got low stats. But that's kind of the only way I thought of doing that. Lerin has put, to this day, Milton Bradley's Citadel's figures for Hero Quest, I still say the best generic fantasy party figures, Barbarian, Dwarf, Elf, Mage, in my honest opinion. Yeah, the Hero Quest was just amazing. Hero Quest, I remember playing Hero Quest, and, you know, I was probably about 16, 17, 6, 7, when I discovered Hero Quest. And, it was actually a friend of mine who got it. And he was a few years older than me, but he just really loved it. So every Sunday we'd go up to his house and play it. And, yeah, it was good fun. It was good fun. But the figures, I do remember the figures being really cool. Jonathan has put it, I do it relatively intuitively. Yeah, that's kind of how I've had to do it. But keep a list of monster stats. Oh, that's true. I don't do that. I will do that for my next game book then. And then attempt to balance it at the end. Playtesters then provide further input. Yes, that's true. Playtesters can provide further input. I must have intuitively got it right then, because I'm pretty sure I haven't had to change any monster stats. For either to Killer Thief or Rat Wife of Sleepy Eye. I'm pretty sure I haven't had to change them. But yeah, it's an interesting thing, because it is hard to play test everything. And especially when I've written a big book, and I don't know if you feel the same, Jonathan, but I don't then want to play it because I've written it. I've spent so much time on the book. I don't then want to play it. Is that wrong of me? Is that bad of me? Because it's like I'm so entrenched in this thing. I don't know if I could play it. I can't find the motivation to play it. Whereas obviously, if you're reading something that's new to you, so if I'm, when we're doing sorcery, book 4, for example, it's new to me, so I'm not bogged down by it. I'm not in the thick of it, so to speak. Martha's, but my main baddie is an Oathbreaker Paladin, so he has a bit of a tank. His right-hand man is a level 5 rogue nice. Level 5 rogue swashbuckler. It's a costume setting homebrew. It sounds fantastic. A little round of applause there for Martha and a homebrew. That's cool. I like that. An Oathbreaker Paladin. So Paladins normally very upright, don't they? They normally like justice, and they're very, very pedantic about that. So to have an Oathbreaker Paladin, he must be really corrupt. Lyrian, but it's probably no coincidence that Hero Quest Barbarian is based on an old Narnia. Oh, is it? Considering, yeah, Conan. So was it? So Conan must have come out. When did Conan come out? 76. I've got a feeling it came out in 76. I might be wrong with that, but yeah. And when did Hero Quest come out then? 82. Something like that, was it? Jonathan has put it, absolutely. Once I've published a book, I've read it multiple times, and then I'm ready on to move to something else. Yeah. Okay. Good. It's not just me. Because you're writing it, you're in the thick of it, you're planning it, you're flowcharting it, then you're writing it, then you're doing the next draft, then you're doing another draft maybe, then you're proofreading it. So you've lived with it for so long. I mean, I lived with this for so long that then to actually play it, to play test it is hard. Whereas, eventually, I will do a playthrough of this book. I'll obviously do a playthrough of this. And I don't mind that, because I'm like, with you guys, we'll be going through it, and it's for fun. I'm not doing it to see if there's any corrections or see if it's broken. Yeah, if I do playtest it, I really hope we don't find anything broken. We shouldn't do. I see. Conan came out in 1982. Oh, I was close. So when did Hero Quest came out then? I might have gone overboard. I made a black market, says Martha, and 6 different forbidden items there, and no law feels so wrong and deterring. I like that though. A black market with 6 forbidden items. I like that concept, because if you are playing a character that is leaning towards that sort of the dark side a little bit, you'll be tempted to buy some of the forbidden items, surely. Lewin has put it, very excited watching the Odyssey, said to be shot entirely on 70mm film, twice as rich in quality as the camera that shot the old classic like Ben-Hur, Clash of the Titans, and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly 35mm film stock. Yes, I have seen a little clip of them sending, like actually the actual film, the actual 35mm film, and it's huge. It's like a massive. So yeah, very. It's an interesting. I'm interested that they've done it now, because obviously you've got. And then comparing it back to the old classics, I guess my concept of the old classics was I watched them in the, say, early 80s. So they would have been 20 years old. And for me, there's a certain nostalgia with it, because I remember watching them on Saturdays. My mum might have even watched some of them with us. She might have even seen them when they originally came out of the cinema. And there's just a certain quality for it. Technicolor, I think, was it's really unmistakable, the Technicolor. So I'm not so sure. I don't know. Is it that thing that we new things? Do we get to a certain age and go, yeah, new things, yeah? So I'm not. I have heard though that they've changed the story a bit. So I'm not. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not. I don't know. It hasn't really caught me. Which you would have thought it has, it should do, because it's a lot of fancy creatures in there. Lehman's, but I really respect filmmakers who still use film stock while I've gone using hard drives and edit with mouse clicks instead of good old scissors and tape. Yes, I can see it from both sides. There's a certain quality. It's like vinyl records, isn't it? Vinyl records, a certain sound to it that you just can't get with digital. I guess you could fake it, but then why not when you can have authenticity? I can see why they've gone digital as well, though. It's so much easier to make a film on digital, so much easier. I actually did film studies in the early 90s, and we made short films, and it was on 35mm. No, not 35. It would have been on 8mm, not 35. It would have been 8mm. And we had to edit our films, and we had to physically edit it. And I really enjoyed the process of editing. I found it really fascinating. But it is fiddly. You're doing 8mm, that's really fiddly, because you do actually have to splice it. And so, I can see why the beauty of editing digitally is it's just more cost effective, it's easier, you can do different things with it now, But yeah, I know what you mean, Lerin. Silva, Martha has put the law... That is that if you use a necromancy, you're forced to a prison called Broken Souls Prison. Doesn't sound like a place you want to go. When you're freed, you're forced to wear a magic. A magic collar that hinders you from using necromantic spells. I almost said the word. Necromantic spells. And put you on a list of necromancers. Oh, okay. So they're sort of outlawed then. Nobody wants necromancy. So there we go. So what else has everybody been working on? I've been. Oh, by the way, got a bit of news. I'm not sure if I shared this with you. Guildlands. Great news. We have sold. Its initial print run, so over 5,000 copies of Guildlands, which is fantastic. Really good news, that's great. So we've managed to do that in a year, which is kind of what the publishers aim for. If you can sell 5,000 games now in a year, that's pretty good. simply because there's so many games out there and there's so many choices for people. So it's going into its second print run. So Paul from Outset Media, he contacted me and Kedrick saying, well done, we're going to go and do a second print run. Is there any changes that you want to make? Obviously not radical changes, because the game doesn't need radical changes, but just little things added to the rule book, or something clarified. So yeah, Kedrick and I went through a little list, just clarifying the rules mainly. And also we are thinking about adding another pop-up market to the merchants, because we've collated so much data, and although they are balanced, we felt that maybe the merchants could use another pop-up market, which would only give it an extra 4 points, but that could make a difference. So there we go. Here's a question. Jonathan, have you played Guildlands yet? Have you played it? Oh, the other thing is we're going to get the Dice Tower logo actually printed on the box as well, because we got a seal of approval from the Dice Tower. So that would be pretty cool. So there we go. Not yet. Oh, Jonathan. Here we go. I'm curious to hear what you think of the game. Oh, I wonder if Sir Ian, thou shalt not pass. Sir Ian, Jonathan Green has played it yet. He doesn't really post up stuff like that, does he? Right, the law. Oh yeah, I've read that one. Martha's all play. It even happens to the kind once that it uses. Oh, hang on. It even happens to the kind once that uses it to help people talk to their passed away relatives. Oh, to the kind ones. So someone like me, who is a medium psychic and we're just connecting, an empath, even that's outlawed. Oh, that's a strict rule, that is. I'm preoccupied with Fighting Fantasy 6 stuff at the moment. Jonathan, how hard is it to organise an event? I mean, honestly. I do not envy you. I'm sure it's a lot of work. I'm sure it is. I'm just teasing. Just tweaking your nipples, as they say. I don't know who says that. Well, I do. So yeah, no, well, good luck. How's it all going? Trying to get the program ready to send, to the layout guy next week. Fair enough. You got my advert, didn't you? Yeah, I think you said thanks. Yeah. It was a real challenge, that, because it's A5, so as we all know, A5 is roughly that size. Well, it's that size, isn't it? And then the program, that's A4. A5 is there, that's the program. And then it's half of the A5, so it's A6, so it's postcard size. So to actually come up with an advert that says everything you want it to say in an A-size card is difficult. I thought I did really well. I was quite happy with how my advert came out. Because what I did was I put the big image of the goblin face, and then I put "Someone Wants You Dead" in bold writing, and the logo underneath. And I thought that's quite a nice little teaser advert, isn't it? Someone wants you dead. Who wants me dead? Why do they want? So there we go. And I noticed, Sir Ian, thou shalt not pass, Jonathan Green. I noticed that he's copied my book cover. Yeah. We're all putting goblins on our cover. Are we, Ian? Are we, Sir Ian? Putting goblins on. So Ian Livingstone's next book has got a goblin in sort of a moody lit place. I don't think it's a sewer, but in like a woodland. That's all I'm saying. I am The trendsetter. I am the trendsetter. What did I do this time, Martha? What did you do? What do you mean, Martha? No, not you, Martha. No. Yeah. So what I might do is I might do a little video going, it's really good to see that Sir Ian Livingstone has copied my and see how much I get sued for. See how much... See how many cease and desist letters I get. No, obviously, it's obviously a massive coincidence. And it's great. It's great because I can just say, you know, if you like goblins in your book. So there you go. There you go. What else was I going to say? Yes. So what? Yeah, what's been going on? What's everybody been up to? So Jonathan's been working a lot on the Fighting Fantasy 6. Martha's been working on a D&D campaign. Lirin is waiting for the Odyssey to come out, and also going to buy some more of those little figures. So I've been just, I'm kind of in a lull, which is a bit weird, in a way, because I've just sent off to publishers 4 games to see if they want to publish them, and you know they're the card games that I've been working on. And then the next bit is I need to make a few changes to A Christmas Carol, but I do need to lay all it out onto the board, because it's kind of weird, because when you get involved with the project, well, you'll know, anyone that's doing project work, and you're just so obsessed by that project that it's really in your head, you know, you're so immersed in it. And then if you leave it about 3 weeks, 4 weeks, for me anyway, I'm like, okay, I can't remember what happened at the last playtest, I've got it written down. What did I mean by that? You know, it's like getting back into it. So I do want to make changes to A Christmas Carol, but I do need to lay everything out and remind myself about the game and the finer detail. Obviously, I can remember the overview of the game, but just the finer nuances. And I've got a few sort of bigger things that I want to try, bigger changes. So I need to really look at that, concentrate on that properly. Leland's but oh dear, Martha's profile screen appeared on my phone screen when I left it in my pocket, listening to the stream, and may have accidentally pressed something. Sincere apologise if I pressed anything dangerous. I have no beef with you, Martha, honest. Oh, okay. So that's what's happened, Martha. Leland's got his phone in his pocket, and then he might have sent you something accidentally, or put some sort of bad emoji or something that's come up. So it's not Lee Rin. He's done that accidentally. His pocket phone dialed you by the looks of it. Just like when I accidentally, I don't know if you knew this, Martha, but I accidentally banned Lee Rin from the live stream a couple of weeks ago, because I was trying to read the comments because of the glitch that Twitch had. And I didn't know that if you push on someone's name, you can ban them. And it's so easy to do. And I did it accidentally. And it just said, oh, Lirin's comments have been banned. And I went, what? Lirin's been banned? I'm like, what's going on? So, yeah. So, apologies from Lirin there. So, yes. Yeah, so, I'm in a place where I'm just tweaking already designed games. One of which is those people. So I've revamped the sell sheet, because I told you about the changes last week. Revamped the sell sheet. So now those people is 2 games in one. So there's 2 different ways to play those people. One is where the right ranter, i.e. the active player, takes 4 of those people cards, reads them out loud, places them under letters A, B, C and D, and then all the other players have to rank what they think my most irritating, the one I'm going to get annoyed with the most, to the least annoyed. They then rank it on their little ranking charts. And then when everybody's done their ranking, I then reveal this is my answer. So, you know, number C might be my first choice of being annoyed. So that's that game. And I'm very happy with that. I playtested that recently twice, and that's worked out very well. Going to be playtesting it again soon. So I had to put those rules in, and then on the back of the rules is the original game. So it's good. So I think that's got a bit more appeal. It's 2 games in one. Because I did think if you prefer one of the games over the other, then obviously you don't have to play with the other game. With the other game, you could just play that whenever you played the game. But it gives you a bit more choice, and hopefully publishers will see that as a bit of a hook. So that's what I've been doing. I've been updating the rules, and I have been. There was a little tweak that I made before I went off to UK Games Expo for my Fat Cat game, because I play tested it when I was at UK Games. Oh no, so I did it afterwards actually. Was it? Yeah, I did it afterwards. I play tested it, and the guy said, why don't you put little symbols on each card to remind you what the card does? And I was like, oh, of course I could do that. So I put little symbols on, I don't know if you can see them, that means if you, this is wild, and it's got an arrow on a rug, on a mat, and it's a, it's a flat cat. So it's saying place this on your, it's to me, on my mat. So that should be clear, because equally, I've got a fat cat, and again, an arrow on a mat, but going that way, meaning play it away from you onto another player. And this says, play 1 sardine on your mat and gain 2. So gain another fat cat. So it's just a little reminder. So once you've read the rules, hopefully you'll go, oh, what does the fat cats do again? And you'll be able to work it out from the symbol, because it will be a little reminder. So I've printed all of these off again. So I'm going to have to make the whole prototype again. This is 2 copies. So I've got 2 prototypes I can send out. So that's another project. It's surprising, well, maybe it isn't surprising, how long it takes to cut all those out and then glue them all together. Liren is, but I better find a spot and stand and listen, watch the stream, as opposed to walk around and leave it in my pocket. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Martha, are you still there? Are you still there, Martha? Comment if you're still there, because Liren didn't do that on purpose. Okay, good. So you understand that Liren, it was a pocket dial. He didn't do that on purpose. Yeah? So that's flat cat, fat cat. So I've done that. So that needs just making. And what else? Oh, and so I'm now moving on to other games. So Kedrick and I, over the last couple of years, started to sort of develop some games. And we never got that far with some of them, So I said to Kedrick, like, at UK Games or whatever, like, we've got like 4 games outstanding that we've not finished off to, pitch level. So he said, okay, let's have a look at them. So one of them is What's Your Poison? And that is a card shedding game where you're all having drinks, and basically it's a game of bluff. So you're sort of going, so somebody chooses a drink. I'm going to drink whiskey. Let's have a round of whiskey. And then if everybody agrees, then you go, right. And then as the lead player, I play either 1, 2 or 3 whiskies. However, it's a game of bluff. So I could have just, because maybe I've not got any whiskies, and I've put 3 beers down, or 2 beers and a sherry. Now, if nobody challenges me, then I get away with it. So it's the winner is the first person to get rid of their cards. However, if somebody challenges that, I have to flip them all over. If I have lied, then I get to pick up the whole stack. So any other cards that are there, I get them all back in my hand. So it's a bit of a consequence. If, however, I was telling the truth and it was 3 whiskies, then the person that challenged has to pick up all the cards. However, there is a poison card, just one of them. Now, as lead player, you will know I have the poison card. But you don't know when I'm going to play it. So it's a nice balance, because you can't not challenge me, because I'm just going to win. Yeah. So you do have to challenge me, but there's a possibility you might get poisoned. So say I played 3 whiskies and it was 3 whiskies. It comes back round to me, and I go, it's 2 whiskies. Oh no, then we choose another drink, and I might say it's 2 beers, and I might put one of them as the poison. So if someone does challenge me and it's a poison, they get dead. They're dead and out the game. So, you know, hey, you're dead. So they get eliminated, and then I get the poison back again, and then we carry on, and that's the game. Leaving Spurt terribly sorry, Martha. No worries. Oh, that's good, Martha. And accidents happen. They do happen indeed. So there we go. So what's your poison? So I've taken it from this sort of rule set, which is the basic document that Kedrick and I always kind of work on. You know, we just put it in a basic document. And then I turn it into something a little bit more designery, although this is quite a lot of text on it, so I couldn't put many pictures on. I like to put some pictures on it. So basically I've done that and also made a prototype because I've got a chance and opportunity to play test it. And it's interesting because I want to play test those people again. And so I've picked a couple of people, you know, friends that help me play test games. And they're casual gamers. They're more informal gamers. So it'd be interesting, you know, and I said, this to me is probably the funnest they're ever going to have playing a game of mine. Because a lot of my games are thinky games, which they are. They're clever people, and it's not that, but they're not used to playing, you know, those type of complex games. Whereas something like a party game, they're going to be all over it. And so I thought, well, if we're going to play test, I'd like to make a little bit more of a session, because, you know, you could play this in 30 minutes and that's it. But because, you know, we're all meeting at someone's house, I thought it'd be nice to then play some other games. So I created, so with Kedrick, we've worked on the rules a bit more, and I've created a prototype. So that'll be good. So I thought, you know, you could do that game and this game, because they're less thinky games. They're more party games. So that should be cool. And then what I will do is probably take the Crooked Crown along, just in case we've got more time and they want to continue to play a game. So there we are. Oh, and the Rat Wife of Sleepy Eye. Good news. I've completely finished it. All that's left is for Sally to proofread the acknowledgements page at the back. And that's it. So I'm really happy about the way that book's turned out. Well, I was happy about the way this book turned out. Although, you know, it was a long book to write. So I'm learning all the time with game books. So my next game book that I'm going to start, I'm going to give myself a little bit of a break from game books, but I am going to start it this year. My next big Kickstarter one is going to be shorter than To Kill a Thief, but longer than The Rat Wife of Sleepy Eye. So The Rat Wife of Sleepy Eye is about 20,000 words. This is just under 100,000. So I'm probably going to be aiming for anywhere between 40 to 60,000 words. And that seems like a doable project that I'm not spending loads of time on, you know, and delaying the Kickstarter. So, and again, I'm going to do it this way around. I'm going to get everything finished before the Kickstarter. And then, as soon as that, you know, hopefully, fingers crossed, it's funded, then I can just get everything moving. I can get it to the printers quickly. I can start ordering the dice. I can start ordering the badges. I can start ordering all the other, you know, the rewards as well. And then get it all done and dusted in, say, 3 to 4 months. That's the plan. But I don't know when I'm going to do that, because I don't know when I'm going to finish writing the book. Yeah, but hopefully it won't take me too long. So there's What's Your Poison? So that is the one that's sort of now being play tested. Then there's others that has been play tested, but we're not 100% happy with it. And so that went a bit quiet because we didn't really know how to solve a problem. But now I think I've worked out how to solve that problem. Again, you know, if you don't think about something, it can happen. You know, sort of your brain ticks along in the background. And so I've given all my suggestions to Kedrick. He's going to have a look at it all, and then he's going to, you know, just give me feedback on it. You know, that's how we work. We kind of come up with an idea, Then we roughly sort of go, right, well, it could be this, could be that. We come up with some ideas. Then we both start shaping the rules. And then we both play test it. You know, we've got our various different groups of play testing. And then we feed back each play test time. And then we just move on forward like that. So each of us comes up with suggestions and ideas. Each of us says no or yes. You know, and it just works. It's just one of those lovely creative relationships. And then the playtesting shapes it a lot. So there's that one. The King's Shilling is another one that we've not even made the prototype for. But again, we hadn't really fleshed out. It was more of an idea. So I had a go at fleshing it all out a bit more. And then Kedrick's going to have a look at that and suggest stuff and change it. And there's another one called Spy Cats, which again was just an idea about... do you remember Punch? Was it Punch? Or Mad? I didn't know it came from this. But do you remember the ZX Spectrum video game called Spy vs. Spy? I didn't know it was actually from Mad magazine in America. But Spy vs. Spy came out on the ZX Spectrum. It was a great little game. We used to love playing it. We had no idea what was going on. You literally just had, there was one black spy, one white spy, and you just had to blow, you had to blow them up, basically. And you were all in this house, and it was split screen. That was the exciting thing about it, because back then, not many video games were split screen. And so you would you're laying bombs to blow other people up. But then, of course, you have to remember where you've put your bombs, because you could blow yourself up. And I didn't know what the objects of the game, I don't think we did. We just went around blowing each other up. But I did watch a retro video, a YouTuber, called Rose Tinted Spectrum, who actually explained what the game was about, what you're actually meant to be doing. And what you're meant to be doing is finding some documents in the house whilst sort of sabotaging the other player. And then once you find the papers, you're meant to find some aeroplane keys, yeah, to then run off and steal the aeroplane that's outside and fly off to victory. That's what you're meant to be doing. We had no idea. But anyway, so I thought, I love that concept of just laying traps for your opponents. So yeah, and we thought, why not? Why aren't they? Why they're undercover cats, basically. They're spy cats. Why not? So I thought that could be quite cool. You know, I could just see cat illustrations with a fedora on, and you know, maybe can you have cats smoking? Smoking a cigarette. I'm laying out traps for my D&D party. Fantastic, Martha. Yes, we love laying the traps. Absolutely. That's part. I think that when I started writing this and also the Rat Wife, I was like, ooh, what traps can we lay for the unsuspecting reader? So that is basically riffing off that Spy versus Spy. The alternate title, what do you think? So, Spy Cats could be the title. What about Die Spy? Good morning, Sally. Have you just walked in? Hello. I missed that. Did I miss that? Oh, Sally, hello. Mimic treasure chest for the real greedy thieves, perhaps. Yeah, treasure chest, yeah. Or mimic gold something. So if it was a little, you could have a little mimic gold cup. That would be good. And it just sort of starts biting your hand. You're like, he's getting a miniature pet mimic. Oh, a little miniature mimic. So what do you think then? Spy Cats as a name or Die Spy? And the reason why it's Die Spy, you'll like this, is that you load up different dice, and then other players have to roll those dice, and if you've loaded it as a bomb, it will explode, as in you'll see the explosion side of it. If you haven't loaded it, then it will show a different symbol. So the dice are the bombs, if you like. So Die Spy is quite a, but then Spy Cats is quite a good title as well. Let me know what you prefer, as all good YouTubers and streamers would say. Let me know in the comments. Oh, what do I sound like now? Billy Connolly. Oh, well. Sorry about my Welsh accent there. Yeah, so I'm kind of in a... However, the other thing is... What was I going to say? Oh, I got some feedback. How about 0070 Load or Die? Okay, yeah. Load or Die. Die. Well, Die Spy rhymes, though, in English, Lirin. That's why I like it, because it's Die Spy. Because I wanted something like Spy versus Spy. And I can't really use that title, I don't think, because it is an existing comic in Mad. So it's probably best to avoid Spy versus Spy. So I was trying to riff off of that. Live and Let Spy. Oh, yeah, that could work. Live and Let Spy. That might be a good one. But again, that might be just slightly too close. Publisher might get a bit nervous about that. My friend Sass... I said I sound more British in my English now. Oh, fantastic. We prefer that. You don't want to sound American. You want to have a nice English accent. Nice British accent. Well, British, actually, it'd be English rather than British, because British takes into account Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, as well as England. And as we all know, Scotland has a very distinct accent. All my family are from Scotland. Wales, again, different language as well. They've got a different language. They have different accent. Northern Ireland, very different accent as well. So it's probably English, he means. Not to be that pedantic about it. So, yeah, so Spy Cats. Yes, no, I got... So I've been pitching the games. One game that I pitched to companies was... my B game, which I'm sure I've talked to you about, my B game, and it was great, good feedback. It was a no, they didn't want to publish it, but they actually gave me feedback, which I was not expecting in the least. So that was interesting. Yeah, just lovely feedback. Just saying, yeah, although it's... And it went through, like, the merits of it. But then it said, this is where we feel the game falls down. And I was like, oh, okay. And one of them was that you're kind of... For the whole game, you're sort of doing the same thing. So I guess it could get a little bit boring. And I'm like, yeah, okay, that's a fair comment. So what I've decided to do... Because it's sort of nature, there's bees, there's flowers, there's honey. I'm going to do where you have seasons. So... you know, during the game there's certain seasons, and then there's going to be different conditions. I've not really thought this through yet, so this is kind of on the fly thinking, but I know I thought, oh, maybe I could put seasons in it. And then what you could do in each season, there are different conditions that kind of ramp up the excitement, that ramp up the tension towards the end. So maybe, I don't know, there's fewer flowers, or there's fewer bees, or something like that. Yeah. And also I could seed, pun intended, the deck, because there's a deck of tiles that you take. And it could be that when something comes out, something happens. So, yeah. Martha's put, I'm working on my Scottish accent, since I'm 100% Irish, Scottish and Welsh. Oh, lovely. Not 100%, 11%. Oh, hi. You're from Scotland? Even though I've got Scottish blood in me, I've got no English blood in me, I was just born in England. All my relatives are Scottish. But because I grew up in England, I've got an English accent. My Scottish isn't brilliant. My Scottish accent. I love that scene in Carly Yule's Robin Hood Men in Tights. Oh, I've not seen that. Wasn't that Mel Brooks? When the Sheriff of Rottingham, there we go, asks why the people of England should follow Robin. And he dryly retorts, because unlike other Robin Hoods, like Kevin Costner, I have an English accent. Oh, very good. Yes, very good. What do you think of the name Buxton Blackmore for the rogue? I love it. That's a fantastic name. Buxton Blackmore. I'm Buxton Blackmore. And if you think you're going to steal my gold, then think again. I would never do that accent to your relative. Thank you, Martha, for the advice. Yes, I'm sure I have. I'm sure I have. Yeah, so I was really happy with it was the Op, which is a big company, and and they bothered to get back to me and say, you know, it's not for us. They could have just left it at that, but they gave me a little mini report. It was only about a paragraph long, but it showed that they had played the game, and they're not just willy-nilly just rejecting it. Or not played the game, but they looked at the rules. They showed that they'd actually seen it. And so, yeah, now it's going to be a better game. And they also said, yeah, so if you want to submit the game again, I think they said that. Or at least they said if you've got any other thing you want to show us, you know, that kind of thing. And they have like a designer program that you're in. So it's like a little membership. So you've got an account now, and you can keep track of your submissions. It's very sophisticated. So obviously, I guess they start to know you. Yeah. So if I keep submitting to them, you know, they'll go, oh yeah, he's got a track record of designing games. You know, none of them have been right for us, but we'll keep looking at his games. You know, so I think that's really cool. His name is a bit ironic since he is a huge softie and kind of dad. Oh, softie and kind, the dad of the D&D group I play him in. So the rogue that you play, Buxton Blackmore, he's a bit of a softie. Oh, I see. Because it sounds very like, arr, but he's a bit of a softie. And he's kind. And, okay, cool. I like that twist. Yeah, so I just thought I'd let you know that, you know, a big company like the Op, who Kedrick actually got his Fountains game published with them, you know, have that. And this is what I mean by the board game industry being very accessible and very open and very pleasant people to talk to, just nice people. And Jonathan, you'll know from doing UK games just how lovely people are. You know, it's brilliant. It was good feedback. Yeah, I got the email yesterday, I think. A lot of things has happened to me over the last week. As Sally knows, my car broke down last weekend trying to get to a murder mystery. That was a whole hoo-ha. Sally was the hero and came to rescue me. Thank you very much. So I then got the garage. It's going to cost me 384 quid to fix it. Brilliant. So that is basically my murder mystery fee is going into fixing my car. And some other, you know, and also I'm going to get some royalties from Guildlands and the Crooked Crown. That's going to go to fix my car as well. So hey, you know, I guess at least I've earned it. And then what else happened? Oh, and the other day I went into my kitchen and then I heard all this buzzing noise, like a swarm of bees or something. I was like, what is going on? And behind my kitchen window, you know, I've got blinds and I've shut them because of the sun. And I just heard all this buzzing. And I had the window open and there was just about 30 to 40 flies, like blue bottles. And I was like, what is going on? And I sort of panicked a little bit and opened the blind and tried to shoo them out. And in my panic, I knocked a bottle off the windowsill. And it went into the sink and it smashed a bowl. So that was like, right, great. Oh, and then now I did some washing yesterday. And I think my washing machine is completely broken. So I'm like, okay, I've just remembered that. Yeah, I was like, okay, anything else going to happen? What else happened? There was something else that happened. I can't remember. Anyway, that's life. Just have to laugh at it. It's all just a game. Martha's put one other player character called him Dad. The character is young 13-year-old. Oh. And when he called Buxton Dad for the first time, Buxton was in shock, stammering, not knowing what to say. Of course, you wouldn't know what to say. Lerin has put in nothing like board games with tea and biscuits. Absolutely. Maybe board games with a pint of beer, but, you know, not everybody drinks. Or pint of cider. I like to play board games with cider. Yes, Sally. The pasta bowl. You know, the sort of bluey grey pasta bowl. Yeah, I know, the one that you bought me. I know, I was gutted. So, if you're in Tesco or Morrison, could you buy maybe a little... another pasta bowl? Please, that'd be great. So, the thing is, yeah, so, you know... But you do genuinely just have to, and I think this is where, you know, faith comes into it, and the belief that things are going to get better, hope. So when you're going through a series of bad luck, I do have to, and I have to remind myself of this as well. You know, it's only temporary. Good times will happen again, and equally they're temporary. So you've got to be prepared. You know, you've got to be realistic. Yeah, things. You know, so I just got to have faith. You know, faith in the Lord that things are going to work out. The other thing that I've been working on is talking of that, psychic mediumship. I had some feedback because, you know, the school that I work with, the A-level students did a project helping me out, basically. But the teacher said, oh, no, this would be a good project for Year 12s. Because I said, right, I've got two businesses, because they're doing business studies, obviously. It's not just randomly geography are doing it. Business studies students. I've got two businesses. Here's the challenge. How do I, A, sell more books? Yeah. So, and I said, you know, I haven't launched this officially yet. So how do I sell more books? And B, so that's one, if you want to take on the book side of my business. And B, and F, the psychic mediumship, how do I get more clients? You know, how do I give more readings? How do I get more clients? And so they've come up with business ideas, business plans, marketing plans, which has been really good. And some have been really interesting and good ideas. Oh, boo, you've already done your shop. It's a shame. It's a shame. That's all right. I can get another one soon. And so so what I'm going to do is over the summer, because I've got a lot of time off now. So over the summer, I'm going to collate all of the ideas, print them all out, lay them all out, and then say, right, I'm going to create a master plan for both the books and the psychic mediumship. And of course, a lot of them involve social media. So I will be doing more social media for both the mediumship and the books. And so there might be some different content on the YouTube channel and different content on Twitch. So I don't know yet, but I might be doing, say, you know, a focus on illustrations in game books. You know, I might do that and have a look at illustrations. I might do a focus, you know, I might do a focus on Jonathan Green as an author. I'll keep all your secrets, though, Jonathan. I won't, you know, we'll keep that quiet. You know, I might do a feature on Ollie Mack. I might do a feature on Ian Livingstone. Sir Ian, Jonathan Green. I might do a feature on Steve. You know, I don't know. I'm going to sort of see what I can do. Because I do like to spend a lot of my spare time actually working on my projects. And this was the trap I fell down with the Bottled Imp. Was I spending a lot of time working on the episodes, but then not actually creating any books or anything, you know, creative. I wasn't doing that. So, so it's going to be interesting. So, yeah, let me know if you've got any ideas. No, you don't have to. Doing my work for me. Because, yeah, how do you build... This is the question. It's easy to say, yeah, go on to Book Talk. But do what? You know, what content? And what I've not been very good at previously, which I will do this time, is, just research and then copy what other people do. I always feel like I need to be original. It's like, let's just copy what other people do, because that seems to work. So I'm going to go onto Book Talk, and I'm going to look at Book Talk videos, and I'm going to see what they're doing. And just see what happens. And, I mean, let me know if this is a good idea. You know my Loquacious McCarbre character, who I say have written this book, that's my pen name. Dress as Loquacious in every video, and then be that arrogant sort of storyteller. Hello, greetings, yes. You are about to be amazed, astounded. I am the world's greatest storyteller. Yes, you've come to the right place. You know, and be that character for all those videos. Is that a good idea? Because I think I can be a bit freer with what I say, and I can have a bit more of a wicked sense of humour. What do you think? Is anybody still listening? Is everybody gone? Everybody's got in it. Everybody's getting on with their lives. Everybody's getting on with their lives. How dare they? And of course, I can have Grapplesnook to riff off of. Yeah, and then also and also it'd be nice actually if I then had guests on as well. See, the problem is that this is a lot of time and effort. But anyway, Martha's making noodles. You're still there, but you're making noodles. Lovely, lovely. I do like noodles, but I'm not having them because of FODMAP. Next week, says Leroy, I'm going to give Jules Verne's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea a read. Yeah, I've not read that. I've read Journey to the Centre of the Earth, but I've not read that one. So good luck. Let us know how you get on with that, if you enjoy it. Yes, good idea. Thank you very much, Sally. The other thing I was going to do is, do little mini reviews. Maybe, I think, I'm not a gimmicky person, but maybe like, I don't know, could you do like 5-word reviews? And I just feel like it's going to be, and the words come up on the screen. So I'm there just going, that's the sort of thing that goes viral. I'm being very cynical, which is why I don't want to come across as cynical. But I'm a reluctant sort of TikToker. I'll be a reluctant TikToker. So if I can be Loquacious McCarbre, then at least I can express that. And then just say, no, it's the character. Come on, you terrible lot. Why are you wasting your money on other people's books? This is the only book you ever need to read. Cult of the Storyteller. Join my cult. Is that the sort of thing? So I'm gonna have a brainstorming session this week. Write down ideas for content, and then I want to just batch film. I just want to film loads of little short videos, get them all done, and then I'm ahead of the game because obviously you need to keep the content flowing. Does that sound good? Oh, hello. What's going on? Anyway, I think everyone's fallen asleep, and quite right too. I think that's it. Wednesday, are we doing a live stream this Wednesday? Cult Cthulhu Cult. Wednesday. Right, sorry, I'm up to my eyeballs in spreadsheets. No worries, Jonathan. I'm just giving people a hard time. Sorry. I always say real life takes. I'm just happy that everybody's listening. That's all I ask. Just listen. You don't have to comment. I do ask these questions just in case people want engagement, you know. I mean, I'm quite happy. Oh, what I could do. This is an idea. 24-hour live stream of Loquacious McCarbre. Who doesn't want me in your face 24 hours? What a lovely place to be. What with me? Cthulhu Cult, says Lee Ren, you say, time to get the Tommy guns and the moonshine Molotov cocktail ready. Exactly. We could form a cult. Join my cult. The Storyteller's Cult. I think I've stumbled onto that. But 24-hour live stream, that would be an event, wouldn't it? That would be a massive gimmick. Would that work? 24 hours. What a lovely place to be. Yeah, oh, I see. It's to the spreadsheets, yeah. Because we know, Jonathan, you love a good spreadsheet. Lee Rinsper, would anyone want to see a YouTube video of me making and testing a mead Molotov cocktail? Sounds good to me. Have you got your own YouTube channel then? I guess you have. Post it up. Well, if you do make that, post it up to Edra Tales. And yeah, because mead, that's medieval, isn't it? So there we go. So, yeah, if you do happen to have any ideas for content, for YouTube content or Twitch content, anything like that, for either my psychic mediumship or my books, please put a comment in. Well, just post up on Edra Tales. That'd be great. So, what the hell is happening? Let's have a look at my diary. Yeah. See, if I did 24 hours, we could do game books. Oh, would it be 24 hours of game books? That's more focused, isn't it? Do you like that idea? I could get some real cool sort of old 80s game books. You know, like off-piste ones, like IP ones like Nightmare and Robin Hood and all the off-piste ones, and you know, Choose Your Own Adventure, Eden Blyton. I could get all of those and do that. Does that sound good? Apparently, you need to put sand and soap powder in the cocktail for the flames to really spread. Have you got somewhere to do this though, Levin? I don't want you coming back here with a half melted face, looking like Phantom of the Opera. If you do that, be extremely careful, Lirin. Wear goggles, yeah? Not a hood, because you won't be able to see, but wear goggles and protective gloves. Be safe. Don't be an idiot. That's my advice. But does that sound good? Like a 24-hour game bookathon. A game bookathon. And we just do quote-unquote naff game books. I'm loving that. Loving that, my friends. But we don't do all of the game book, you know, because I'd like to chop it up and keep it different. I've also got a fantasy quiz as well we could do. Ooh. Wonder if Julian would be into doing this. Right, anyway, so we better go, guys. It's 11:10. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. It's good just to hang out together. It's probably a good idea to do it in conjunction with... when's World Gamebook Day? Of course. Jonathan, when's World Gamebook Day? Have we had that this year? Well, I need to do it in August, because otherwise I'm F'd to the U, to the C, to the K, to the E, to the D. When's World... Don't worry, I'll look in my diary, Jonathan. Let me see when potentially 27th of August. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, yeah, we're back. We're back, baby. Spellsing is here. Don't worry, we're just wrapping it up, Spellsing. I've just come up with an idea. Spellsing, let me know what you think, to do a 24-hour game bookathon live stream where we read through. I get some old off-piste game books that are really naff, you know. Choose Your Own Adventure, you know, some really kind of off-piste one. Like, hopefully there's like, you know, Heidi the game book, or I don't know, you know, Robin Hood, Famous Five, that kind of thing. Got it, but loving the 24-hour session. Yeah, sign me up, Doc. And then Sally came out with a good idea that says probably good to do it in conjunction with World Game Book Day. And then lo and behold, Jonathan Green, who happens to be the creator of said World Game Book Day, is here. And so he's said that it's potentially the 27th of August. But I'm still umming and ahhing about it. Well, the 27th would be good. That's a Thursday. That's good for me. I haven't got a murder mystery that weekend because I can sleep it off. Because I could start it at, say, 9 o'clock in the morning and then go through... What's 24 hours? Is that 9 o'clock the next morning? That's 9 o'clock the next morning, isn't it? So I could start it at 9 a.m. and then just go through the night, yeah? Oh, that'd be good. I'd be there, or you'd be square. Thing is, though, obviously, there are other things going on. Don't do a 24-hour stream, says Martha. it made my body exhausted, yeah. But then that's the challenge of it, isn't it? That's the challenge of it. It's whether or not people... because normally my viewers fall asleep while watching me. This time round, I'll fall asleep, you know, watching me. Kenny's hardcore. I am. I'm hardcore with rhymes galore. Got it, yeah. Would that work, Jonathan, with you? Because I know there will be other live events going on, so people wouldn't want to miss those. So so say Ollie was doing something at 1 o'clock, then, you know, it'd be like, right, oh, and I could have the schedule. The schedule, apparently, us UK people say. I could have the schedule, and then I could announce, you know, so if people are watching me, I could go, right, don't forget in 10 minutes' time, there's the Ollie Mac, whatever, you know, over an Ollie Mac's channel. This is the channel you need to look at. So I could be like the compere as well. And then here, look at me hijacking your day, Jonathan. Look at me taking over. Jonathan's book, Fine By Me. That was probably more to the live stream. But no, I just thought actually, because then I could announce, oh yeah, Jonathan Green is doing an interview with Ollie Mac at 11 o'clock. And then Ollie Mac is doing an interview with Jonathan Green at 12 o'clock. Cuff him. Yeah, this will be a day long remembered. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? I could also do game books and fancy quizzes, and then I don't know, some other little chat. Sounds like quite a good idea, as it's always hard doing. Again, I'm not very good with it. Acronyms. IGBD, in-game balls deep. The same year as Fighting Fantasy Fest. What is it? International Game Book Day. I couldn't work out what the I stood for. Thank you, Jonathan. For the slow people, i.e. me, International Game Book Day. When did the channel go X-rated? I know. You'll be glad to know, Spelting, I have subscribed to your channel. I don't know if I told you that. And I've watched a couple of your reviews. Pretty good. It's interesting because what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch more of them, and then it will give me a little heads up and go, oh, actually, that sounds a really good one to live stream. So, yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, let's... I'm going to pencil that in. That, yeah, International Game Book Day. International Game Book Day is on the 27th. And I'm going to put to be confirmed. Yes, I can imagine you organising both is quite hard. But that would be really good, actually. Well, it makes sense because, yeah, you've got your Fighting Fancy... Yeah, the 5th of September, so it's the following week. I think what I might do is I might just do that live stream on that day anyway. And, you know, in the hope that then International Game Book Day is that day. Yeah? However, I won't start advertising it yet, but if you let me know if you've decided or what you've decided, then obviously I can advertise it as both. I can say, yeah, International Game Book Day is happening, and I'm going to be doing a live 24-hour stream. Thanks for subscribing, Ken. Also, I saw Mr. Green subscribe. Next up, Domination. Absolutely, Spelsing. That's what we want. That's what we want. Okay, going to challenge myself to stay up 30 hours for this. Holy moly. I would suggest, Levin, that you do not drive or operate heavy machinery during those 30 hours. Right then, well, there you go. I think we ought to wrap it up now. It's 11:15. Have a lovely, lovely weekend, everybody. Look after yourselves. Be kind. Be kind to other people and obviously to yourself. Thank you so much. It's been cool just hanging out with you all. Thank you, Spelsing. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Leary. And thank you, Martha. And thank you, Sally. And yeah, and it's been cool. It's nice because I've got a few ideas. It always happens. It's cool when we just chat. You guys are very clever. You're very intelligent, very creative, and it kind of really helps. So hopefully I kind of help you at times as well. It's not just a one-way street. It's got a little roundabout on it. You come back. Anyway, thank you so much. Yes, thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it. This Wednesday, we're going to do part 9, is it? Or part 10? I can't remember now. Of Book 4 of Sorcery, The Crown of Kings. And remember, may your thieving never be caught. Bye.